Hello and welcome back to forklift safety mechanism. So Mast lifting mechanism, lift lever. They have lift levers. These are lift levers. Okay, and they lift mast. So lift lever are those levers used to lift and lower the forks of the forklift. Push forward, and you push these levers to forward. Okay, so they lower the mast, and you push it back, it lift the forks. Now its speed depends on the length, that how much you push it forward or push it backward. So it depends on the distance from their mean point to forward and backward. Depends on the speed. Okay, when you push it forward too much, the speed will be higher, and you push it slow and to a less point, so it will be lower the speed. Okay, now tilt lever. Tilt lever is the lever which is used to tilt the mast. Okay, it's help in smoothly and safely lifting and lowering the load. Okay, tilt lever used to tilt the mast forward and backward. Push forward to tilt. When you push it forward, it's tilt forward, and you push it backward, that the mast tilt backward. Okay, and it's also same, depends on the speed, depends on the movement length. Now rear wheels. Rear wheels are steering wheels. Many accidents occurs with the industrial forklift because the operators don't understand or how to have control of the machine's rear and swing. Like in normal vehicles, the front wheels are steering wheels, but in forklifts these are the rear wheels. So many of accidents also result because many operators don't understand or don't have any control over them. Now when traveling forward on a forklift and turning the steering wheel, the speed of the rear end swing will be 3 times the forward speed of the forklift. Okay, now these are the ways which are correct and which are not correct. Okay, so this way, when you keep this distance lower, so it will move easily and safely. But if you just park like a normal vehicle in between, so it will collide here. Okay, also while lifting any pallet, you have to be very careful. When you come closer to the pallet and you want to lift it, it will collide here. But if you want to lift it safely, you have to balance the forklift much in a distance, and then you just go straight and lift it easily. It will be safe for all of the mechanisms. Due to rear end steering, operator must slow down in order to watch the tail swing and the tips of the fork at the same time. Okay, because the steering wheels are rear, so you have to be very careful, and you have to just watch and must be slow before lifting or balancing the wheels and forks of the forklift. You can do this if you driving too fast, but if you are in speed and you have fast speed, you can do it at all the time. Because you have two things: you are balancing the forks and you are looking backward. But if you are slow, you can do it easily. If your speed is high, you can do it. You'll make mistakes. Okay, now what's wrong in this picture? In this picture, as operator, you have to check what's wrong in this picture. Okay, load height is okay. The height of the load is okay. It's stop or stake. Okay, stop or stake, right? Okay, Clark, this is a rear counterbalance. Load is way too high. Stop to pass. Okay, maybe should be drawing backward. Let the class tell you what they think. Okay, now you have to tell me what's wrong here. Okay, there is a mistake here. I'll tell you that the load is high and it's moving, the forklift is moving, but he just brake like they have braked too much fast, which imbalance the load, and there is a risk of flipping over of the forklift. Okay, so you have to be very slow while dealing with the load and lifting the load. Also, you have to slow down, and you have to keep this load lower to the earth here, so it will make an equilibrium, it will make a balance, and it will protect the forklift from or lifting or flipping. Now, forklift inspection, the 4 point. We will inspect. How will we inspect the forklift? Okay, and it's a very important thing. Like as an operator, you have to inspect. So it will require something. Forklift shall be examined before being placed in service. When you want to place the forklift in service, you want to work in it, you have to examine it before. Truck must be inspected at the end of each shift. While in each shift, you have to inspect it. Okay, when the shift change, day shift and night shift, etc. Okay. Also, truck use intermittently must be inspected at the beginning of each day and the truck is used. When the truck is used, you have to check it daily. Daily inspection. Daily inspection shall be retained for 45 days. You have to keep it 1.5 months or 45 days. Every day you will check it. Monthly inspection shall be retained for at least 13 months. Okay. And here are some checks. Inspect the forklift before operating. Operate a forklift only if you are trained to do so. Drive slowly and never rise or lower a load while moving. While you are moving, don't move the forks up and down. Keep it lower. Now, never rise or lower a load while moving. Don't carry anything on the overhead guard, and stop at all intersections and sound the horn. Okay, so to be safe and keep others safe. Inspection part. The inspections must at least include the following: leaks. You have to check leaks in inspection. The leaks include water leakage, fuel leakage, hydraulic leakage, etc. B. Second one is tire damage. You have to check that whether the tires are damaged or okay, and adequate inflation. Now, faulty operation or controls. You have to check on the faulty operation and controls. Safety first. Before forklift operation, check fluid levels, brakes and tires, safety devices, controls. Report any defects immediately. If there is any defect, you have to immediately report it. You have to check brake condition, whether brakes are properly working or not. Service and emergency brake, you have to check both the brakes. Also, proper steering, the forklift steering properly or not, there is any fault in the steering wheels or steering operation. Proper accessory operations like horn, lights, ignition switch, etc. Proper operation of lift and tilt mechanism. You have to check the forks, you have to check the hydraulic system, you have to check the tilt of Mast, whether it's working or not. Now you have to if there is defect in forks, you have to check it. Battery charging, fuel connection, gauges, battery plug connection. If it's electric, you have to check it. Now inspection also include the fuel ranges. Okay, admit that this kind of elementary to have bring it up, but people will overlift the crankcase and the truck, and it will cause slip hazard. From low to full could be 1/4 to 1 gallon. Put a little in the check level. Keep doing that. Do not overfill. Okay, do not overfill the tank. Now any maintenance problem should be brought to the attention of supervision so that appropriate repair can be made. Like if there is any fault in the forklift, you have to tell your supervisor. Do not park a defective forklift without taking it out or telling your supervisor. Like if there is any fault in a forklift, do not park it silently. Just if there is any fault, the safe way is, the safe conditions are, you inform your supervisor and the recommended person or the responsible person of the forklift. Also place a card so that other operators do not just take it away for the work and make accident. Forklift is in an unsafe condition, should never be used. Okay, so these are cards which are used for faulty forklifts. Okay, the most serious defect is brake failure. Yeah, most of the accidents occur due to the brake failure. If the brake failure, it can cause accidents, and it's also National Safety Council says. Now the fifth number is forklift safe load handling operation. Now we will check how safely we will lift the loads. Don't travel with the raised load. As I told you before, it's a rule for the forklift safety. Do not travel, do not move with a raised load, cause it unstable the stability and center of gravity of the forklift and cause accident. A forklift with a raised load tends to be very unstable. Okay, as I discussed before, especially with the load near to a forklift lifting capacity if the load weight is high. So as soon as the load is packed off upper shelf in this photo, the load should be lowered before traveling or moving forward or backward. Okay. Now safe handling preparation. Potential hazard. What are the potential hazards of load handling? So before handling loads, be aware of the following things. Off-center load, which may cause tip over or falling. Off-center loads are those loads which are same in size, which are square shape, and their center of gravity is just between from all sides, which are easily to flip over or tip over. So you have to be very careful. You just have to tilt a bit backward the mast and counterbalance the load. Overloading, which may cause tip over or falling loads. These are the hazards. Damage or loose loads. These are the loads which are damaged and loosely tightened. Okay, recommended safe practices are: secure the load so it is safely arranged or stable. Center the loads as nearly as possible. Use caution when handling off-center load and cannot be centered. If the load is off-center loads are square shaped from all sides. Improperly distributed or oversized, it may cause exceed the capacity of unbalance, and improperly distributed loads may tip over the forklift. Distribute the heaviest part of the load nearest to the front. This is right and this is wrong, cause it has the hazard that the load may fall. So you have to be very careful about that. Do not overload the forklift. Do not overload. The basic safety A forklift's capacity is rated for the specialized load center. Okay, use the load extension brackets. Like if we look at the picture, the center of gravity of the load is here, but if you place the load vertically, it will the center of gravity will be forward of the forks, so it will unstable the forklift. The safe way is here. This is the unsafe way, which will flip over or turn over the forklift. Approaching the load. When you are approaching the load, or accident may occur. So when you are approaching the load, you must be slower the speed. If the speed is high, it will cause accident. Turning too rapidly. When you are turning sidewise, so you must have to be very slow, so the operation will be safely. Improperly distributed loads may tip the forklift because the center of gravity has shifted. Okay. Now recommended safe conditions are, or safety practices are: slowly reach the load. Also stop 20 to 30 centimeters before the load, or in inches if we say so, 8 to 12 inches in front of the load, and slowly lift it. Also slowly tilt the mast so it will safely lift the load and without any accident. Be sure that the truck is placed squarely in front of the load and that the forks are in the correct height. Yeah. Be sure about these forks, that they are the proper condition. If you let it above or below, so it will cause harm to the forks, also to the load we are lifting. Set the direction control to neutral. Don't rise or lower the fork unless the fork lift or stop and the brakes is set. So these are the conditions regarding lifting safely these forklifts. Mast position must be at level while you are lifting. Potential hazards are: while moving the mast, be aware of the following things: tip over or drop loads while moving the mast. While you have the load in the forks and you are moving or shifting the mast, it will just fall and it has the hazard that the load will fall. Recommended safe practices are: use extreme care when tilting loads. Do not tilt forward when forks elevated, except when picking up or depositing of a load. When staking or tiring, tilt backward only enough to stabilize the load. These are all the conditions. We have to be very careful about it. Use extra caution when the handling loads that approaches the truck maximum rate capacity. Tilt the mast back, travel with the mast tilted back. Okay, this is tilted back so the load will not fall. If it's normal, it may fall. Okay, these are all about the safety regarding to forklift operations.